Hey, what's up? Yeah, I heard something happened this weekend where he was on his Twitch stream, I don't know, talking shit about me, I guess. I don't know, dude. I don't care about that. You know, I end every show by saying, love each other. And that's what I'm going to do. You know, it's one of those things. It's like Michelle Obama said, right? When they go low, we go high, just like his cholesterol. So I'm not going to do it. I got to go, though. I'm live. Yeah. Okay, I'll holler at you later. All right, bye. What's up, you damn dirty deckheads? How you doing? Happy fucking Monday to you. Oh my God, such a good mood. I'm so excited about this week only because we are into episode number 60 of Barry on Deck. Can you believe that shit? If you would have told me 60 episodes ago that we would make it to episode 60, that's like 2 30-day months. That's like 12 weeks. That's like 12 weeks is 4 weeks is a month. That's 3 months of shows. We did it. We are officially a quarter of a year old today. So happy 60th episode to all of my damn dirty deckheads out there. I really appreciate you guys being here every day, supporting the show every day. And yeah, listen, let's just get it out of the way. I know that there was some shit talked about me by someone in this market, and I'm not even going to mention his name because I don't give a fuck. I really don't care. I am doing my thing. He is doing his thing. I could give a fuck less what he said about me. I didn't even go back and watch it. I heard he said some things. I don't give a shit. Okay? I'm moving forward. I'm doing my thing. That's all I care about is me and you and this show and making things happen. So we're here and let's go. First of all, you know I do shout outs to the chat to get things started. So I got to say, first of all, Chris Householder was first in. So he broke Clarence's combo streak for 2 days in a row. Clarence was like really living on a high after 2 days of being first. Not anymore. Chris Householder said, this is House's house now, or some shit like that. It was awkward. But in the chat right now, I see truck driver Pookie Ramirez. What up, Playboy? Luis Zalea, one of our chat moderators on YouTube. Thank you for doing that every day, Luis. Also, Jeremy Vinegar, a chat moderator. Frank Ruiz is here. Richard Vales, fake Tony Stark. Yeah, I know, Tony. We were on Twitch, bud. We're going to talk about that in just a second, so no more Twitch. Steven Uzik, Lil Uzi Vert. What's up, homie? I need you to bring some more rain. I don't want to have to do this yard. I'm loving all this rain. Matt Boucher is here. Alex Villanueva is here. Lisa, Lisa, where have you been? What, girl, what is going on? Welcome back. Thanks for being here, Lisa. We missed you. Glad to have you back. BZH420 is here. Cowboy fam is here. Donna, my sweet, sweet Donna, is in the building. Kevin Wallace. Gregory Vega Jr. What up? Clarence. What's up, homie? Crystal College. She said 21st. Hello, Decky Doodles. Hey, when is remind me again, Crystal, when the baby gets back? Was it this weekend or is it coming up? I already forgot, but I'm excited for you nonetheless. You know I am, girl. Keith Sager is here. What's up, Jen? Hi, Jen. PayPal Pete is in the building. PayPal Pete and I, we were running pretty deep on Warzone, so that's been fun. Justin Kelman's in the building. I just put on 95.7, and guess what song it is? I don't know. Now it's stuck in my head. That's good. Truck and Tacos in the building. John Dory is in the building. Chris Reyes is in the building. Eric Elman is here. Who else? Francisco Abarca, Brandon Martinez. I got Richard Terrence J in the building. Alan Denson is here. Who else did I miss? Oh, shit, y'all. Jenny's mom is in the building. Jenny Williams. Hey, everyone. Mama Laminack is back. I forgot to send her flowers. I even got her address. This is how fucking bad it is. I owe you flowers, Mom, because the Deckheads bought you flowers when you got the COVID, and I didn't send them because they've got on me because I forgot, and I didn't forget until I forgot, and then I forgot. Does that make okay? I owe you flowers, Jenny. Totally forgot to do that. Fuck. But I'm gonna make it happen. Chris Davis is in the building. D-Mod is here. Oh boy, NASCAR Johnny. The gang's all here. Let's do this. Got some super chats to get to as well. Somebody's already popping the super chat cherry, and I love that. Where did it go? Oh, did I see Rudolph Rodriguez is in the building. What's up, boy? G-Man with Barry and Math again. Shut up, G-Man. What's up, G-Man? Thanks for being here. Uriel Villanueva's here. David Green. with the $5 super chat to pop the cherry. Did you guys notice? Do you see that it's back the way I can put the chat? It's because we're only on YouTube now. But he said 60 days and 8 weeks or 2 months. Shut up, David Green. Thank you for the super chat, though, buddy. I very much appreciate it. What's up, Brian Lamb? Thanks for being here, homie. I know there was Jimmy John, $2 super chat. Thank you, buddy. He said screw penis. That's what chicks do, I guess, and some dudes, whatever. Charles Garza, what's up? Who else? Aaron J. Bryant. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Yeah. You guys. You guys are so... Okay, now let's talk about the show real quick. A lot of show updates before we get to everything that we have to get to. Today on the show, tons of show updates. I've got Yard of the Month. I've got the winner of the XP contest on Discord. I've got to talk to you guys about the food bank, update those. We got to talk about the show and the platform, plus tons of sports. Obviously, Astros and Rockets. Astros win 2 out of 3. Rockets win a couple of games this weekend as well since we were off the air. I do have some entertainment stuff, including a freaky video, and I fucked up the slide because not Christopher Hart today, but Patrick McLellan. I guess I saved it wrong. Patrick McLellan joining me in hour number 2. I did get his thumbnail right. I asked him to send me a picture. He said I don't have one, so he left it up to me to get a picture of him, and I did, and I hope he's embarrassed because of it. So that's what's gonna happen. He got his clown picture, so yeah, that's what he gets now. Okay, so Patrick McLellan joining me in hour number 2. If you don't know, he's the host of the Lima Time podcast. Big Astros guy, was part of The Shift on 610 back in the day, which was an Astros-based show on Sports Radio 610. So, he's going to be joining me. We're going to talk a ton of Astros plus crazy shit because he's a wild man. It's going to be fun. Until then, here's some things. We've settled on a platform. You're on it. It's YouTube. Sorry, Twitchers. I wanted to make it happen. There just wasn't enough people that gravitated to Twitch. So this is it. Facebook, it was okay, but what happens is if I use this software and try to go to Facebook, I don't get the real-time chat where I can add in the chat to the screen. And if you'll notice right there, look, I'm like, what the fuck? But you can see this was what Donna hit in the chat. She put, I'm not going to win Son of the Month. I'm definitely not going to win Son of the Month at all. And so you can see Jenny, his mom, flowers and lunch sounds awesome. Now she's getting greedy, all right? You fuck up a little bit and she gets greedy. This is what happens. Luis Zelaya, this is his second time on the show. That is correct, Luis. Patrick McLellan back again, so it's still going to be good. And yes, Chris Davis, I promise you I'm not off of Twitch. In fact, I'm going to commit to playing Warzone on Twitch more. If nothing else, just hosting our games that we all play as deckheads, or if I run by myself or if I'm running, whatever. But I think I'm going to start doing it Tuesdays and Thursdays for sure, and just trying to be consistently playing on Twitch for at least a couple of hours every Tuesday and Thursday. So Twitch is not going away. If you're subscribed over there, there's still going to be content. I still may do some one-off shows or videos just for Twitchers, so don't worry about that. It's all, I need to get back into my mode of, I've been kind of just grinding and doing the bare basics for this show, but I need to get back into really like growth mode and doing some cool shit. So that's going to happen. And speaking of that, now we've settled on YouTube. One thing I'm going to ask of you guys, all the dirty deckheads out there, and there's almost 100 watching, and I love that. Now I can see the numbers again. Probably not a good thing. But hear me out, okay? Hear me out on this, deckheads. Here's what I want to take good parts of the show and carve them out and put them back on YouTube. So if there's a funny bit that I do, if Patrick McLellan and I, like the other day, Jerome Solomon and I were talking to Deshaun Watson, and I wrote it down, but I didn't do it. But I want to take that little part of a segment and make it a separate video for YouTube and maybe Facebook. So here's what I'm asking of the deckheads. All right, this is where all of you guys, all 88, look how it's already fallen. All 88 of you get to be producers. Because here's what I'm going to ask. If there was something on a show for that day that you really liked, maybe it was a take on a particular sport or person or player or sporting event. Maybe it was something funny or a funny story or something I did. Let me know what that is. And if that starts to look like everybody says the same thing, that's a clip I'll create and post on YouTube and Facebook to help promote this show. Okay? So, yes, tell me the stuff that you liked each day. You can do it on the Discord under the show talk. channel, or you can just message me on Twitter and be like, hey, at 30 minutes in, you were talking about Kyle Tucker and how he's a sack of shit, and I really liked it, and you should clip that and put it on YouTube and Facebook. So that's the plan going forward. Since I don't have a producer to do that for me, you guys, the deckheads, get to be my producers and tell me, think about it like this. If you ever listen to the usual suspects and you listen to ESPN 97.5 on a regular basis, you know how you'll be listening and in the commercial break, you'll hear a funny segment or a funny bit, and it's like a promo for the show? That's what I'm asking for you guys. This can be a couple minutes. It can be 30 seconds. It can be 10 minutes. It could be a rant. It could be whatever. But every day, I want you to tell me the stuff that I need to be clipping and putting on YouTube and Facebook. Okay? Deal? All 100 show producers? That's what I'm asking you guys. That's what the Discord and Twitter's for, so hit me up. Pete Jones said, please clip the fuck YouTube rant. Well, it's literally a whole segment of a show. It's literally 40 minutes of just that. So it's kind of its own thing. And look, Deanna Taylor said sex talk last week. Should we give a timestamp? Great question, Justin Swinford. Yes, please, please, please. If we are 13 minutes and 26 seconds in. So if you see something, you're like, man, that was really good, just tell me when it ended and I'll find the beginning, but you could be around, like around the 25-minute mark or whatever, and I'll find it. Give me the topic and a rough timestamp. So we're going to do it going forward. If you do have something from last week, go ahead and tell me and I'll try to find it. But definitely going forward, you guys need to tell me what you like so I can create those. All right? Danny Ariano said, bro, who tweeted that brunt up yard for yard of the month? That was Chris Reyes. Speaking of Chris Reyes is our winner of the XP challenge for the month of July. So congratulations to Chris Reyes. I don't know where the hell my screenshot of it went, but Chris Reyes won the XP challenge. So where the hell did my screenshot go? I lost it. That's not good. Well, Chris Reyes, here's what I'm going to do for you, bud. Since you won the XP challenge on the Discord server, what's up, David Herrera? How goes it, my friend? Here's what I'm going to do for you, Chris Reyes. Since you won the XP challenge, I am going to give you the option of some Barry on Deck swag that you get. It's not even out yet. It hasn't been released. I just had them purchased and made and all that. But you're going to get to choose between a Barry on Deck shot glass and a Barry on Deck face mask. Your choice, Chris Reyes, just for participating on the Discord and winning the XP challenge for the month of July. You'll take your pick, whichever one of these you want, I will send to you, and that's your prize for being so active and participatory on the Discord. So there you go. That's what you'll get to choose from. Congratulations, Mr. Reyes. Much appreciated for you being active on the Discord. If you don't know what the Discord is, it's part of our Patreon network. Go to patreon.com/Barry on Deck. Sign up. You get access to the Discord. And just about everybody in chat, just about everybody that watches this show, after the show, we all go party on the Discord server and hang out and talk shit and play video games and do meetups. And they had a Zoom meetup. I think they had it without me, which was fucked up. But they had a Zoom meetup. And all the deckheads just hung out on Zoom and drank and talk shit. It's amazing. I'm telling you, if you're not part of the Discord, you're missing out on being a part of this Deckhead family. So go to patreon.com/Barry on Deck. Join, enjoy. All right. And I lost my slide. So yeah, all of this stuff is coming soon. All right. Both of these are coming soon, which really is bad news for me, especially because of the shot glass. That means now when you guys tip me to take a shot, I'm going to have to take an actual shot. No more of these thimble shots like Crystal Collins says I take. It's going to be legitimate shots of whiskey or maybe vodka, which could just be water. Maybe I'll put apple juice in my whiskey bottles. I wouldn't do that to you guys. I get drunk like a sailor just because you guys want me to. So let's talk a little bit about Yard of the Month for just a second, can we? Oh my goodness, what have I done here? I got this all jacked up. Your Yard of the Month finalist for July for Barry on Deck, Santos Martinez, Demetrius Mata, and John Parker. All three. Now look, Chris Householder had a nice yard. I think Francisco Abarca is the one that sent me a yard. Everybody's grass looked good. I'm not going to lie. What I did though in choosing this was I was also looking at the landscaping. All right, so this is Santos Martinez. You can see his bush, amazing bush. Look at his bush. You just look at his bush. Looks good. Grass looks good. Nice and green. No dead spots. No, it's not tore up. Could be mowed, but that's okay. He's letting it get thick and lush. And everybody likes a thick, lush bush. Here's Demetrius Mata's yard. Boy, this is outstanding right here. That's a good looking yard right there. Good. Grass looks good. No, I don't see any thin spots. Nice and green. No yellowing. So that looks good. And then John Parker is our final contestant. Look at that. Got his kid in there. I love to see that. But got everything nice and manicured. No weeds. Lots of bushes. So those are your 3 finalists for Yard of the Month for Barry on Deck. I'm going to put those on Twitter right after this show. All 3 of them. You'll be able to vote. And the winner will get a $50 gift card to one of the restaurants that sponsors this show, either Dan's Seafood and Wings, the Boiled Dragon, or Crab Kings. Your choice to the winner. So one $50 gift card. All you got to do is win. So that's the 3. If your name was on that list, you're in the top 3 for one of the gift cards. So congratulations to that. And finally, I just wanted to update you guys on the numbers from the food bank. Guys, we kicked so much ass last week. I got to give a special shout out to Virginia Buttonweed for coming up with this. And look, he did this on his own. He came to me and he said, I want to help promote Cowboy Fam, a fellow deckhead who's trying to build his YouTube channel like you. So I'm going to pledge $3 for every subscriber we get from Monday through Friday. We ended up helping Cowboy Fam as a community add 78 subscribers to his YouTube channel, which means Virginia Buttonweed by himself said he would give $234 to the Houston Food Bank last week, at which point all the deckheads stepped up, and I have a list. And I didn't put the names out because there are still people that are donating. But just know that as deckheads, you guys stepped up and pledged $525. So not to be outdone by you guys, I was like, nope, not going to have me looking bad on my own show. So I said I would give all the Super Chats, Venmo, PayPal, and Twitch bits that were sent to me to support the show, which ended up being $270.82. Finally, YouTube updated it. So grand total last week, in 1 week, in 5 days, all thanks to Virginia Buttonweed and the rest of the deckheads, Barry on Deck as a show raised $1,029.82 to give to the Houston Food Bank. Now, some of you have already sent the money, and that's cool. So I just want to make sure that we send all $1,029. So shoot me a receipt or a copy or something that you got from them so I can file it, because I'd love to be able to show, yeah, we really sent this. We didn't just talk the talk, we walked the walk. So if you have sent it, send it to me again, either on Discord or DM it to me on Twitter. But I'm so proud of us. I'm proud of you guys. I say it every week, but you guys are the most amazing people ever. This is really, look, we're not the biggest show on YouTube. We're not the biggest show on Twitch. We're not the biggest show on the internet, but I will put the people that support this show up against any other fan base on the fucking internet. You people are fucking amazing. So thank you so much for being deckheads and being wonderful people that support your community and your fellow deckheads. So badass. Yeah, it's amazing. Gotta love the deckheads, and I really do. All right, so that's enough show updates. I showed you the new swag. That was this. Oh, that was this. Yep, there's your shot glasses. There's your masks. We talked about Yard of the Month. We got the XP. All right, we're on to sports. Sports headlines for the day. I need to move this. We're gonna permanently put this. I gotta find a home for that because it gets in the way. Whatever, because that's usually where I put the source. I need to move the source somewhere else. Anyways, here's your headlines for the day. Rockets have 2 big wins over the weekend. Beat the Mavs. Beat the Bucks. Listen, this Rockets team is legit if they're gonna keep playing defense the way that they played this weekend, especially versus the Bucks down the stretch. Unbelievable showing as a team. In fact, Friday I was playing on Discord with PayPal Pete, or playing on Warzone with PayPal Pete and some others, and Pete was kind of spoiling it for me. He was like, these fucking Rockets. He was talking shit about the Rockets versus the Mavs. And then lo and behold, they have that late fourth quarter comeback, tie it up, winning in overtime. And he's like, well, damn, they're actually pretty good. And they are. If they keep playing defense the way that they played defense against the Bucks, especially, good luck, NBA. Good luck, because I'm gonna tell you right now, if they can keep scoring, the Rockets are versatile. They may not be big, but they have proven, man, they know what they're doing. Now, 7-game series is a different story. Playoffs is a different story. But this is a small sample size against two really good basketball teams. One that isn't a defensive threat, but is a team that might be able to outscore you. And the other was an offensive team that plays really good defense in the Bucks. So you had the Mavs that don't play great defense, but just look to, look, you're going to have to outpoint us, similar to the Rockets, or what we thought were the Rockets. They showed well against both types of teams. Now, Bucks are a big team too. Bucks are a lengthy, they're a tall team. Rockets handled their business because they played the right way. Going for steals and strips, playing the passing lanes, all the things you want to see from a team that's playing small ball. You're gonna get abused in the post, but if you can figure out ways to limit the post play of the opposing team, you're going to have success. That's exactly what this team did. I can't tell you how many times I saw James Harden deflect the ball. I was like, am I watching the right team? Did James Harden just get another steal, another deflection? What is going on? The man is dedicated at least through 2 games. Let's hope it lasts, because as his defense goes, dare I say, so go the Rockets. I think it comes down to that. PJ Tucker's going to hustle. That, Robert Covington's going to be your big man presence, so to speak, shot blocker, rebounder. That you're going to get hustle from Russell Westbrook. Maybe not the best defense in the world from Russ, but he's going to give you effort. It's James that you have to worry about, because a lot of times the Rockets end up playing 5-on-4 because James doesn't get a call. He flails about, doesn't run the floor. It's 5-on-4 on the other end. The Rockets give up usually an easy bucket, especially small ball. Can't do that. But James looks committed on the defensive end, and we've seen it in the past. When he wants to play defense, he's an above average defender in the NBA, and really that's what this team needs more than scoring. The one concern I have about the Rockets is that this is a team that you live by the 3, you die by the 3. And we saw when the Warriors would play that your shot as a team can go. It's like hitting, right? In baseball, they say hitting is contagious. Shooting is contagious. I worry that in a 7-game series, if their shots aren't falling, this team's going to panic a little bit because they know they can't get buckets playing a low post game. You might be able to get to the rim, still going to be difficult against a bigger team in a 7-game series. You're going to get banged up a little bit more. I'm hesitant. I'm hopeful, but hesitant. I'm not saying they're going to win a championship. Nobody is saying that, but I'm hopeful. All right. They looked good against 2 really good basketball teams. That's the thing. Chris Davis said, I agree with being consistent for 7 games in 4 series. That is going to be the problem, is how well this team, the way that they play, translates to a slowed down, methodical NBA type of postseason play. And by the way, going to give a shout out to Jennia's mom, because you know how you see the virtual fans? She was a virtual fan for last night's game, literally at half court. She got to participate in that because she's a Red Rowdy. So pretty cool for old Jennia's mom to be one of the fans during the game. Now, some more headlines to get to real quick. Astros win 2 of 3. Mavs clinch a playoff spot in their 3-year drought. There you go, total Dallas. That's for you. Mets, Cespedes opting out after Sunday's no-show. I don't know if you saw it. It was so weird. He didn't play. He didn't tell the team. He just left. He just bolted, and the team literally had to issue a statement that said, we haven't heard from him. We've reached out, but he has not reached out to us. So Yoenis Cespedes basically said, hey, look, because of COVID, I'm not playing. Details are still kind of sketchy, but a weird thing going on from a weird dude. Let's be real. Cespedes is a weirdo anyways. Yankees, Aaron Judge hits a 5th home run hits home runs in a 5th straight game, I should say. And boy, the Yankees offense is looking pretty scary. If they get any kind of pitching, if their bullpen is effective, if they can get some depth in the rotation, Yankees are going to be an absolute fucking nightmare, not just for the American League, but for everybody. And of course, in baseball news, it wouldn't be a day without reporting that more baseball players tested positive for COVID, this time the Cardinals. It looks like the Phillies are in the clear. It looks like the Phillies-Yankees game is back on. They're going to play that. But now it's running amok through the St. Louis Cardinals organization. So baseball better figure out how to get a bubble. I don't know how they're going to do it. It's damn near impossible the way it's set up, but they better figure that shit out because it's not looking good. All right, speaking of Rockets, speaking of your NBA ESPN released their power rankings. Here you go. Here's your top 10. Look at that. Rockets checking in at number 5. I'll take that. All right, when you consider what kind of team this is versus everybody else with no real low post presence, I'll take this. You got Bucks, Lakers, Clips, Raptors, Rockets, Heat, Nuggets, Celtics, Thunder, Sixers. That's your top 10 in the NBA. I'm really okay with this. I mean, I think the Heat, I feel like they're an underrated team, but I'm not bought in yet, and I don't know why. But I feel like they're probably a little high for me, and that's just because I don't think I'm bought in on what they're doing, and I should be. But the Heat are up there. Nuggets, Celtics, Thunder, Sixers. I tell you what, watch out for the Sixers. If they are able to get their shit together, that's a team that I still think could cause some waves in the Eastern Conference for sure. I still think at the end of the day, the teams you see at the top, those three, it's probably Bucks, Lakers, Finals, Clippers are deep. And I know a lot of people, including Chris Davis and several others, are high on the Toronto Raptors. So I don't know. Without Kawhi, I'm not sold on the Toronto Raptors, and I know I should be. I also don't watch enough Toronto Raptors basketball to make a judgment any other way. But there's your NBA power rankings, your Major League Baseball power rankings. I think this is way off. Dodgers, Yankees, Twins, Astros are 4, Rays are 5, Braves 6, Indians 7, A's are 8, Nationals 9, Cubs 10. I think that's too high for the Astros. I don't think the Astros are the 4th best team in baseball right now. Not when you consider that it's Ryan Presley and a bunch of guys that have never pitched in the majors until this year. You can't have that, literally a bullpen full of rookies -1 and be the 4th best team in baseball. It's just not happening. I think that's way too high for this Astros team. I want to remind you that these power rankings are week to week. So right now, you're telling me that this team is the 4th best team in baseball. I'm going to disagree wholeheartedly. I think the Braves are better than the Astros. I think the Rays are better than the Astros. Hell, if the Indians can get any kind of offense, I think they might be better than the Astros right now. Now, the Astros are going to get some arms back in that bullpen. That's going to help tremendously. They're going to get Yordan Alvarez back. That's going to help tremendously. The top of the lineup might actually start hitting. That's going to help tremendously. But right now, with 2 guys hitting above 300 in that lineup, with a bullpen full of rookies, with a pitching rotation that's anchored by Lance McCullers and Zach Greinke, who looked good, but just out there throwing pus. It just scares the shit out of me. Throwing eephus pitches. Oh, God. It makes me nervous. I just think it's a little high. I think your Astros are in for a struggle until they get healthy. And who knows? They may never actually get healthy. Taco said the Yankees are cheating. Probably. I pulled this up just for discussion. Yeah, Greinke looked good, but Donna, this is a fastball-based league, and his fastball topping out at 87 scares the bejesus out of me. It absolutely does. What's up, Sergio? Good to see you, homie. Here's Kyle Tucker's stats, okay? I projected his stats over 600 at-bats, which is roughly 1 full Major League Baseball season. Right now, he has 161 at-bats, 4 home runs, 20 RBIs, 42 strikeouts. If you gave that to Kyle Tucker for a full year of baseball, from opening day to the last game of the regular season, that's what it projected out to be for his first 600 ABs, his first full year as a Major League Baseball player. 15 home runs, 75 RBIs, 157 strikeouts. You need look no further than that to figure out what's wrong with Kyle Tucker. Plate discipline. You can talk. I mean, I was listening to the press box today on Twitch while I was show prepping, just hanging out with Joel and Charlie and Nick, and I heard them talking about swing mechanics and fuck all that. All right? Forget all of that stuff about Kyle Tucker. What he needs is plate discipline. And the sooner he learns some plate discipline and cuts down on his strikeouts, the better off he'll be. Am I giving up on Kyle Tucker? Absolutely not. Is it looking good? Absolutely not. But it's only been 161 ABs over 3 seasons. It's not time to panic and pull the ripcord on Kyle Tucker and say, well, he's a bust. It's not, he hasn't even really had enough at bats to equal 1 major league season, 1 full season. I know he's been up now for 3 years, but he doesn't have the ABs to equal 1 season yet. Give him that opportunity. I I'm not suggesting he's going to be a superstar, but let me explain something. Everybody's like, they screwed this up. They should have traded. They should have did this. They should have done that. Do you realize how many names the Astros hit on? Do you realize that they're as good as they are in that lineup because they hit on all of these names, on all these draft picks? Carlos Correa, Alex Bregman, even hitting on Jose Altuve. When they bring, Lance McCullers coming up through this organization. Like, it's really difficult to do that one or two times. The Astros have a lineup of killers, and they've done it. So if Kyle Tucker ends up being more Josh Reddick than George Springer, you deal with it. You're not going to have 9, Jose Altuve's in a lineup. It's just not going to happen. So you could do worse. Clarence says, isn't that Altuve's problem? Plate discipline. Altuve is one of those guys that kind of goes through a mild slump. Sometimes it's at the beginning of the season. Sometimes it's in the middle. You hate to see it at the end. But he's one of those guys that, he lacks a little plate discipline. He thinks he can hit everything, so he chases it all. He's got that Vlad Guerrero mentality where you can bounce the ball up and he'll hit it. And a lot of times, he can make it happen. He can pull that off. But it also means that you're going to slump if you do that. So, and like I said, there's 2 guys in this lineup hitting over 300. Now, Yuli's close, I think 294. But once this team starts hitting and once they get some veteran presence back in that bullpen, if they manage to get Justin Verlander, I feel really good about this squad. But as is, they're not the 4th best team in baseball. Not even close. Look at Wesley, straight meat sports. It happens sometimes. Dude, there's a lot of shit to get to. I'm not even done. We still got to talk about the Forbes list and The Rock buying the XFL. But before we do that, we got to talk about Dan Seafood and Wings. Yum, yum. Because, we got to talk about the people that support this show. And David, too, and his conglomerate of restaurants have been absolutely amazing for Barry on Deck. And I want you guys to take the opportunity and go support. And don't take my word for it. Look, you see that? Look at that beautiful face. Look, not only am I proud that Francisco is wearing a mask, but Francisco Abarca went, hey, I'm going to Dan's and try it. And he said, I'm a regular now. I'm definitely putting that in the rotation for sure. So you deckheads are actually supporting it, and I love it. If you don't know, Dan Seafood and Wings specializes in Asian, Latin, and Cajun-inspired seafood, plus wings, all for H-Town. Most popular item is the boiled spicy shrimp. The New Orleans barbecue shrimp is really good. Grilled platters are great. The lo mein, that's what Francisco said he got. Look at Sergio checking in. He said, I went Friday. It was damn good. I'm telling you guys, these restaurants that David, too, has chosen to sponsor Barry on Deck, they have amazing food. You should check it out. All fresh, all delicious. 2 locations in Houston to serve you. Southwest Houston off of South Gessner Road at 3991 South Gessner, and then on Northeast Houston off Uvalde Road at 18 Uvalde. Go support them. Check them out online. eatatdans.com. I promise you, don't just take my word for it, but I promise you, check the food out. Give it a shot. You're going to love it. The deckheads have spoken. They love it. You're going to love it. Go check it out. Dan Seafood and Wings. And as always, thank those guys for the support. Also want to tell you about beerchronicle.com. I am trying to get Chris Adams on this show, just like we had Christopher Hart talk whiskey. I want to talk beer with the guys from beerchronicle.com because nobody knows beer like these guys. They are the authority on Houston beer. They have the largest online collection of original content, and it's all dedicated to the Houston beer community. They've got brewery maps. They've got articles. They've got lists of beers. Listen, if you're a beer person and you want to know more about the beer scene and the beer culture in Houston, look no further than beerchronicle.com. You're going to educate yourself on the scene, but you're going to educate yourself on the art of craft beer as well. It's a diverse team, mostly Houstonians. They're veteran owned. They're culturally diverse. They are paving the way to enabling category growth in Houston. Guys, beerchronicle.com. It's the biggest, loudest, okayest, most Houstonist beer site on the interwebs. Beerchronicle.com. This show feels like it's flying by. It's already 2:36. I don't feel like I've taken a breath. I'm just plowing through it. And sometimes that feels weird when you're by yourself. But also, I get amped, right? Like I get pumped about shit, and then I just go. Maybe that's happened today. So, look, Amos Johnson said, I don't know why baseball talk sounds like Charlie Brown's mom to me. It's okay. You don't have to like baseball. I mean, what would you prefer? It's just all basketball talk? There is 2 sports going on right now. Would you rather there be 0 sports? Just, love the one you're with, bro. Love the one you're with. This might get your motor running a little bit. Forbes released their list of the most valuable sports franchises. For the 5th year in a row, the Dallas Cowboys, say it loud, say it proud, Crystal Collins. Say it loud, say it proud, Total Dallas. For the 5th year in a row, the Dallas Cowboys are the most valuable franchise in sports, period. They are worth $5.5 billion. Now, here's what's crazy. I put the value that they were purchased for by the current owners in parentheses to the right. So Jerry Jones, back in the day, bought the Cowboys. Oh, look, Chris Davis, I didn't know you were a Cowboys fan. We are not friends anymore. Jerry Jones bought the Cowboys for $150 million. They're worth $5.5 billion. That's fucking ridiculous. Not to be outdone, though, the Steinbrenners, George Steinbrenner brought the Yankees for $8.8 million and has turned that into $5 billion. Get the fuck out of here. That's amazing. So Yankees worth $5 billion. The Knicks are worth 4.6. Can someone explain this to me? The New York Knicks are garbage. Literally, I would rather watch a banana rot in a trash can than watch the Knicks play basketball. But yet somehow, this organization, which is an absolute joke, is worth $4.6 billion. If you took the Knicks and you put them in Sacramento, they might be worth 78 cents. Maybe $1.50, all right? But the fact that they're in New York is why they're worth $4.6 billion, because otherwise, garbage. It's a garbage-ass franchise. They were purchased for $300 million. Now they're worth $4.6 billion. Unbelievable. Lakers are worth $4.4 billion. They are 4th on the list. Warriors worth $4.3, and Real Madrid worth $4.2 billion. That's your top 6. And in case you were wondering, I went ahead and listed where the Texans and Rockets fall on the top 50. By the way, you'll notice no Astros in the top 50. However, the Houston Texans are worth $3.1 billion. That's the 20th highest ranked sports franchise in the world as far as value. And the McNairs bought it for $600 million, now worth $3.1 billion. What is this? I know Barry's grammar is off limits, but what about spelling? No, you definitely don't want to correct spelling. Oh, I see. Forbes. No, it's the spelling. It's the spelling that'll get you blocked, Crystal Collins. Grammar, not as much. Keep in mind, I have to type all this shit out quickly because I'm always behind. So typos aren't misspellings. Although there's probably a lot of typos in this. So, Texans worth $3.11 billion. The Rockets worth $2.48 billion. Tillman Fertitta already making money. He bought the Rockets for $2.2 billion. Now they're worth almost $2.5. So he's made $0.3 billion since he bought them. That ain't bad. Fuck you, John Westling. Frobes before Hobes. Get out of here. Dumb dick. Yeah, I'm with you, TJ McLaughlin. He said Texans are overpriced at $2.9 billion. I feel you on that. I don't think that football team is worth it. I really don't. Now that all you guys are laughing at John Westling, everybody's blocked. This whole show is blocked. I'm blocked. Y'all are blocked. Everybody's blocked. Get out. Everybody. Get out of here. Don't go. Please, I have nothing. One more sports story, and then we got to get to something that's going to blow your fucking mind. If you follow me on Twitter, you saw it already, but I want to do an experiment live on the air and see how it goes. But The Rock is buying the XFL. Congratulations to all you roughneck people that bought shirts. You didn't waste your money. So, yay, you get to wear your shirts proudly. But Dwayne The Rock Johnson said he is buying, along with his partner, Danny Garcia, they are buying the XFL from Vince McMahon. They paid $15 million. That's it. $15 million. They bought it in bankruptcy, but Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is now the owner of the XFL. Pretty crazy that you got it for that amount. I don't know if it's even worth $15 million, but it looks like he's going to be bringing it back, putting his own spin on it. It doesn't surprise me that he would work with a former employer like Vince McMahon to purchase this. I don't know if he's going to keep it more football, less gimmicky. I don't know. I think it's interesting. I also think Dwayne Johnson just threw away $15 million. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I thought that the way that they did the first season was good. It's unfortunate that we were hit with a pandemic, but I think what they were doing was on the right track. I really do. I think that they were doing some innovative things with the sport, and it wasn't so gimmicky that it was unwatchable. So maybe he can keep that going. Who knows? But Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson buys the XFL for $15 million. What did I miss? I just saw somebody talk about Jenny's mom on the chats. Where'd it go? Oh, Clarence said, "I can't wait to be at the Roughneck games with CC getting drunk once again." Yeah. Oh, there it is. Demetrius Mata said, "Mama Laminac, correct your son's spelling because I want to see if he will block you." Demetrius, I'm telling you right now, bro. If my mom, I've said this on air on The Usual Suspects, and my mother knows this to be true. If she corrected my spelling on Twitter, I would block my mom. Make no mistake about it. This ain't a joke. This is not a game, okay? If rules are rules, I blocked people I worked with. I blocked co-hosts. I block anybody if that's the rule. If the rule is you correct my spelling and I block you, if Jenny's mom does it, oh, she's blocked. Best believe that. She knows. She'll tell you. I'm stupid enough to do it. Oh, boy. Sergio just made a Chris Householder corny-ass joke. That's awful. Does this mean the XFL got up from the rock bottom? I hate you so much, Sergio. You are an awful human being. The only worst human being right now in the chat is Chris Householder with his stupid-ass Scandinavian joke. I'm not even going to repeat it. He can kiss my ass. Clarence said Jenny's mom's going to block Mary from Thanksgiving. No, don't do that. That's too far. That's way too far. I don't know if y'all saw this on my Twitter, but check this video out. This is kind of freaky, all right? This was weird. Look at this. Hold on. Let me put this up here. Now, what this says is, where'd it go? Oh, is it not on there? Oh, there it goes. It wants you to think of one of these words, all right? So whichever one you're reading, either green needle or brainstorm. When I play this, I want you to just read one of those words, and you're going to actually hear that word in your head. And then I'm going to play it again, and I want you to switch words and only read the other word, and you're going to hear that word in your head. It's literally like fucking voodoo. Watch. This is so weird. Now just, you only hear the word you're reading. Watch. I was reading green needle. So I don't know if you were reading green needle or not, but whichever one you were reading, check it out, read it. And we're going to do it again. Same one. Read the same one you just did. Read the same one. You're going to hear it again. Just read. Like I'm going to read green needle. I heard green needle. Now, switch words. Now I want you to read. So if you were reading green needle, I want you to read brainstorm. If you were reading brainstorm, I want you to read green needle in your head and watch. I'm going to do brainstorm. That's so goddamn freaky. That's the weirdest shit I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Yeah, it's like that Yanni, Joshua Watts. It's like that Yanni shit. It's like that dress color. That's so fucking weird. Aaron J. Bryan said it didn't work. Oh, it worked for me. Jen, that freaky as shit. All right, let's try brainstorm one more time. Read brainstorm one more time. so goddamn weird. So goddamn weird. I heard Green Needle twice. I heard Brainstorm twice. If it didn't work for you, maybe you have something wrong. Maybe you have a mental block. I don't know. But it worked for me. Yeah, Donna, that's the freakiest shit ever. Oh, Eric Resendez with the super chat. I got to wait for the, oh, yeah. Thank you. I need to have that like programmed on there. Just waiting on the super chat to pop up. I don't know why I don't use that more. I really should. I should consider using that more. But that's a freaky ass thing. I tweeted that out. If you want a copy of it, it's on Twitter at Barry is Funny. Go follow me on Twitter. You can grab a copy of it, impress your friends with a super cool party trick that will probably, no doubt, freak them out. Hey, Eric Resendez, thank you for the super chat, buddy. I really appreciate it. He said, BiffNet official YouTube channel of the Houston Roughnecks. Ooh, wouldn't that be dope if we became the broadcast partner just on BiffNet? That would be the best. You got to have some serious cash, though. But, oh, my God, that would be goals, right? If BiffNet were carrying games? Huh? That'd be badass. Why does this keep sticking here? I don't know why that's happening. Rub that on my titty. Get that cleared off. By the way, I don't even drink Miller. Just wanted to rock the shirt. Okay, real quick, before we get to our film session of the day, I do want to tell you about the fine folks at Hemp Vita and Hemp Vita CBD. If you're not using CBD, let me give you some reasons that you should consider it. The CBD has been known to help with inflammation, pain relief, insomnia, anxiety, seizures. Even if you just need to relax and sleep more, CBD has been known to help with all those and more. Jenny's mom is in the chat. Ask Jenny. I got her some Hemp Vita CBD lotion for her and for my stepdad Paul to use, and she had her bad shoulder. She said it worked great. She had more range of motion and felt better than when she would do physical therapy. That's not a lie. That's not me making it up. Those are Jenny's mom's exact words from using the Hemp Vita CBD lotion. I've told you Nora has her bad ankles and feet from being a nurse and standing all day. She uses Hemp Vita CBD gel, works like a champ, and I love the gummies because they help me sleep. This is what you need to know about Hemp Vita. They only use cannabinoids organically grown in the U.S. None of their products have THC, so you do not have to worry about failing a drug test. They are literally dedicated to providing us, all natural wellness products. And don't forget, they have products for pets too. If you go to hempvitacbd.com right now, you can see everything that they offer. And when you check out, make sure you put in promo code DECKHEAD15. You're going to save 15%. And listen, look at the ringing endorsements from all the deckheads that rallied around and ordered Hemp Vita CBDs. Chris Householder will tell you the gummies work. Sergio loves the gummies. So get on it and start realizing the benefits of using CBD. I love it and I'm hooked. I'm not like addicted, but I'm sold. I digress. All right. Wow. Look at this. Chris Householder. Barry just recognized BiffNet is real. So glad I have the first decal. No, and it's not official. David Green said, I'm moving to Montana. The machines have taken over. Is that not the freakiest shit? Let's do it one more time. Just pick a random one. I tried this too. I tried to imagine the word in my head and close my eyes. So I read Green Needle, I imagined it in my head, closed my eyes. Freaky shit, right? Now I'm going to do that with Brainstorm. Do it again. Thinking Brainstorm. I heard Brainstorm because I was thinking Brainstorm. That's so freaky. So freaky. That's the best. All right, it's time. It's 2:51. Hopefully this doesn't get us kicked off the air because I think it went viral, but let's try it.
And now it's time for a film session.
That's right, TJ McLaughlin film session. I don't have anything programmed on my pads here for that. I got film session. Thank you. Thank you. All right. All right, your film session for the day was sent to me again by Dr. Dre on 290. Back-to-back film sessions, back-to-back funny ones, back-to-back white girls busting their ass. I think Dr. Dre likes when white girls get hurt. That's his favorite film session. Let's do it. Look, all I need to do is just show you that. Like, right? Let's be real, chat. Let's be real. All I have to do is show you a white girl with a rope in her hand getting ready to jump off a cliff, and you know this is going to end poorly. Now, how it ends poorly, we don't know. But what we do know is it ain't going to go well. Look, fake Tony Stark already talking about, oh, damn, she dead.
Somebody call 911. Oh, Lord, need an ambulance.
Here we go. You ready? Here we go, white girl. Show us how to do it. Oh, she got the little one. She's like, oh, look at me. She raised her little foot up like, I'm so cute. I'm about to do this little swing right here. Look at me, I'm so cute. Oh my God, swing time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go, jump. Okay, now, let's talk a little bit about like the takeoff, right? So it looks good. I mean, that's not bad. She went straight up. Now, normally I would suggest you leap out at the same time. Going up on a rope swing is bad because what goes up must come down, right? So if you jump in the air, force and gravity is going to pull you, which could cause your hands to slip on the rope. That's a scary proposition, but we don't know how this ends. But what we do know is that she jumped straight up. She just lifted her knees up, all right? So that's the takeoff. Keep that in mind. Here we go. Good job. Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, no.
Oh, he dead.
Oh, she's dead.
Hey, somebody call 911. Oh, Lord, need an ambulance.
Now, look, listen. Ooh, this one is bad. You see the cracked face. No, you don't. Did she crack her face? They said she was okay. I actually saw a makeup tweet, or a tweet. Yes! Chris Householder, team wipe. I need to record that. Team wipe. That is definitely a team wipe. Oh my God, that's so funny. How could I forget that? I literally just talked about that's my new thing. If someone eats shit, I just yell team wipe like on Warzone. How did I forget that? See, Chris, your comedic mind is pretty good, dude. That was fucking good. Down. Team wipe. I broke armor. So let's break this down real quick. Now the jump, not great, right? You see the force up and down. You see the slack on the rope? That's not good. But I do like that she points the toes. So the Russian judges gave her an 8.7 because she did have the toes pointed. But damn, right here, I don't know why, like you could tell she couldn't hold that crunch for very long. Here's where it's like, where are you going from here? I'm going to tell you where you're going. Nowhere, because look, she lets the rope go. She tries to land on her feet. At least she gets her arms out in front of her. Thank God. But damn. She eats it. She rolls. Little dramatic there on the roll. And can we just talk real quick, camera people? If someone's going to fall and bust their ass, please don't pan down in a way to go help them. We need you to keep rolling on this travesty. We need all the footage. I want to see it where she rolls off into the water. Like right there. She would have kept rolling. I want to see it. All right? Krista calls her suit. This is cute, though. It is cute. Look. Listen, I think you hear her. You don't hear her, do you? There's no way.
Oh, shit!
Oh, my God! Oh my God, is that really her head? Well, either way, here's the deal. Somebody tweeted it out and said she was okay. So that's good. They said bumps and bruises, little banged up, but she's okay. But God damn, you heard her head crack. Ouch. Friend, no. Yeah, no, yes. She hit it bad. I don't even know which. I was gonna play that one, but I was worried I would have played no, neither one of those are good. That's the only one you wanted to play. That or
Oh, he did.
All right, guys, it is 2:56. Time to get to a break. Joining me next on the show, you've heard him on Sports Radio 610's The Shift back in the day. You hear him on the Lima Time podcast, which I usually always mess the name up, and he gives me shit for it. But joining me next on the program, Patrick McLellan will probably talk a shitload of Astros baseball, plus a whole lot more because he's a funny dude and we're going to have a good time. Nope, no more guy on a Buffalo, Chris Reyes. We're not going to wear that out. We played it once. You enjoyed it. We move on. All right, we're back in 5 minutes. Do not go anywhere. This is Barry on Deck. I'm your host, Barry Laminack. We'll see you shortly. welcome back to the show. Hour number 2 is upon us, and joining me right now on the show, I'm trying to get this right here. My screen got all jacked up on the split screen. There we go. Hour number 2 of Barry on Deck is upon us, and joining me on the show right now, a return trip to Barry on Deck, no less. Patrick McLellan in the building. Well, not like the building, but like not even the house, like just on the show. What's up, buddy? How are you?
What's up, man? I'm terrible. It's awful. What's going on?
It's awful. What's so bad? What's going on? What's bad?
The world's ending. I don't know.
The world's not ending.
Oh, we're not all clinically depressed. We're not all very sad.
Well, yeah, we're sad. We're sad, but we're gonna get through this together as a team, right? No, we're not gonna.
I feel like me and you, we can pull through this.
Are you? How often? How much time do you spend in the house versus out? Like if you were to estimate.
99.9% inside the house.
No shit. Are you serious? Yeah. You don't get out. When do you get out of the house? When do you go do something?
Right. I'll go run and pick up, run errands and stuff. But I'm not like socially and stuff. I'm as good as you could possibly be in this thing. I'm not breaking any rules.
Really? Are you nervous about getting it or what? You have kids too, right? So you're probably worried about getting it and give it to your kids.
Yeah, I'm not really nervous at all. I'm just like feel like I'm doing my part. I don't know, man.
That's good. With a wife as a nurse. I don't know why my mic's in the shot there. That's weird. Let me zoom in here. Look at that. Professional.
He's coming in.
Yeah. It's just.
Yep.
That's all I got. Love it. No, my wife's a nurse, so it kind of keeps me grounded in knowing what's going on. If I was still married to like my ex-wife, who was just a bitch, but that's not fair. She was a nice lady, I'm sure. But like, if I was still married to her, I probably would be more active. You know what I mean? But my wife is like, nope, don't you go out and get COVID. So
right, yeah, it's not worth it. So I'm really not that sad. I just I like playing that up. If somebody else is sad, I guess that's probably the sociopathic thing to do.
So let me see the sign behind you. Let me real quick. Let me see the sign behind you.
Sensual Gary's. It's
What the fuck are we doing here?
I don't know. That's the name. That's one of my characters. He's a weird German guy. He's a DJ.
Sensual Gary. Why am I not able to talk? Can I talk to Sensual Gary? Is that?
No, because I only do it on audio, so I can't. I don't want to see my face while I'm doing it. I can't.
Here, what if I do this? What if I just get rid of you? And oh nope, that's the wrong button. See, that's why I need a show producer. What if I just do this, and then I can see you, but the people can't see you.
Hello,
Gary.
It's Sensual Gary.
Hello, Sensual Gary. How are you?
Not Sensual Gary. The accent's terrible, and it's not German, so please don't tell. In the chat, can the deckheads please be kind? Because I know it's not German. He likes to get sensual and weird. I like to play music on a weird iPod and just see whatever happens and whatever.
I feel like the build-up didn't quite equal the climb.
No, he's not.
It was like...
You brought the sign up. You brought it in. I didn't say he was good.
Because, look, one of the deckheads, Chris Householder, said, does that sign say queer stuff and bat tits? And I was like, I don't think so. It does kind of look like that, but it says, what does it say?
That's what it says.
It says queer stuff and bat tits.
Yeah, and then bread and moon milk. He has a little cafe by the weird dock parties that he has. Don't worry about it. Don't ask questions.
What the fuck are you doing, Patrick? This is the shit. You got to get out of the fucking house, bro.
I really do. Truth be told, I really do.
So $7 for queer stuff, but bat tits is $12.
Yeah, that's at a premium because you can get COVID from it. So it's also a little bit more dangerous to get bat tits. So, and I made that like way before COVID happened. That's the sad thing about that. So that just and I did. So it's just
that's just you being a fucking weirdo. That's not COVID weirdness. That's just you being a weirdo.
But it's like the thing is like it's just on my shelf. So like I'm just sitting here talking like let's talk some Astros baseball and forgetting that I have queer stuff and bat tits right on behind me. So yeah. So I did. Yeah.
Yeah, you wanna like listen, you might need this clip for later. Do you want me to bring you on? Like you can turn that around and then we'll pretend like we just started. I'm willing to do that with you.
People need to get the whole picture of me. You need to understand that like
what they're dealing with?
When we're talking technical baseball, they're just be like, "Can I respect this guy?" They don't know if they can really respect what I'm saying.
I mean, his belief in Kyle Tucker is good, but queer stuff for $7 seems a little high.
Yeah, you should be getting it for free, right?
What? Westling said save it for your OnlyFans. Ugh, don't. He did say 7 is a good price, but I digress.
Okay. Westling has a good idea of the market, so that's good. I'm glad that. Shout out to Westling.
Hey, so are you happy baseball's back? I'm tying my shoe, by the way. I don't know why. I'm not going anywhere.
Terrible. Baseball it's awful. Have you watched any of it?
It's pretty bad right now.
It's not a good product, and that's not just Astros centric, even though that applies. It's across the board for the league. I mean, the league's hitting like a 246 as a whole, I think, something like pretty abysmal.
Well, at least the pitchers have control of the ball and they know where it's going to go, and we didn't see 19 walks in a game, so that's a positive.
Man, and it's just all a result of not having a spring training in this wompy season. But I mean, I tweeted yesterday like this is. I mean, I said it's borderline unwatchable, but by borderline I meant it's absolutely unwatchable. These 4-hour games, and I love the sport. I was just like, man, I can't do this. I just can't do it anymore. So yeah, it's not great. But
well, I ask you, would you rather have bad baseball early? Because essentially, what you're getting right now, especially if you're watching the Astros, you're getting spring training Astros.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you're getting. You're getting a bullpen full of rookies. You know, you see a lot of young arms in spring training anyways. So what you're essentially watching is the Astros get ready for a season. Now, they don't have much time, but they're getting ready for a season. Would you rather that than nothing, though?
No, that's why. And I got to put things in perspective. Like, it's fun to poke fun of the product. But, yeah, I mean, especially with the fact looming that the season might not happen. With you got these
still,
you got the Marlins going clubbing and the Cardinals going to casinos and whatever else. So you got that hanging over. So it's already hanging on by a thin thread. And then you couple that with the fact that it's a bad product. It's just like but no, of course you want the sports to play. I mean, you want it to happen.
Well, that's the big debate though, right? Would you rather have because people are always going to say, some sports is better than no sports. I'd rather have sports that isn't great to watch than not any. I don't know if I want to watch bad baseball versus no sport, because I'll play Warzone and work on this show.
Yeah, that's the tough thing, and also when you're used to a certain level of a product, and lists like baseball and baseball seems to be the only one affected, at least as of now, because the NBA product looks fantastic. They're doing everything right in the NBA. No
positive tests. I mean,
no positive tests, but the product, and granted that they had played, most of their season already, and they had to get ramped back up. But so that's just to see that the high quality can happen. I think it's just baseball so stuck in their ways, and you start 2 months late, and you've just thrown these wonky rules in it. I think it's just a perfect storm for a what the fuck is going on type thing,
Yeah,
but
shout out to Andy Huggins in the chat. Got to say what's up to Andy. Big baseball guy.
Andy.
He would love to participate in this, I'm sure. Westling, a lot of baseball fans, actually. Chris Householder, not so much. He said Warzone's greater than baseball. My thing is this, I started bitching about this last week, but baseball decided not to go with the bubble. They said it was too difficult, right? They said they couldn't go, which what I don't understand is you've got now the Marlins, that basically they got the Phillies infected, who are now cleared up and they can play the Yankees. But now you got the Cardinals, who we don't know how bad that's going to get. It's going to happen again because there is no bubble. What I don't understand is why baseball just didn't decide to separate everybody into, instead of AL and NL and all that bullshit for now, just do it like you do spring training. You could create a bubble in a sense by just sticking to the spring training facilities that are close by. You could create a bubble for each team and say you can't leave the hotel unless it's to play. And, if you're going to go somewhere, you could have certain rules in place. You could have chaperones. There's all kinds of things you could do if it was that important to you. Problem is the players are like, nah, we're grown folks. You can't tell us what to do. And now look what happens. There's talks of the season having to be canceled because it's getting bad.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think, and that was the first thing put on the table, was that they have these, this facility out in Phoenix in Arizona, and then you have the Florida. You have the infrastructure set up for that. I think part of it were the players saying, no, we're big boys and this and that, but also, teams are set up to play at their home ballpark. So that's part of the field is part of the sport. So, I mean, I think.
But there's no fans. So that's the thing. And I would normally agree with you. I'd be like, I get that. Home field matters to a certain degree. I always think home field doesn't matter in baseball nearly as much as it would in football and basketball. Baseball.
Teams built to your park, so it's just different. It's just a different element to it. But I mean, all of those rules are out the window for this season. So I think that they dropped the ball by not doing that bubble type situation, and we'll see if that ends up affecting the overall season or not. I think they're going to do everything they can to play it no matter what. I mean, they just announced that they were going to start the double headers.
Yeah.
Did you see
the seven inning doubleheaders?
7-inning doubleheaders. Just we don't even have to play the same amount of innings now. I mean, it's just all out the window.
Yeah.
Let's just have fun. But let's just have fun with it.
Well, that's the thing, and this is a question I keep asking. I had Jerome Solomon on the show last week and brought it up because once it was announced last week, Verlander was going to miss possibly the season, certainly a bunch of time. The big question is, you've got a bullpen that's just wrecked by injuries. You got a rotation that's not what it used to be. Zach Greinke is throwing pus, although he did look good. I don't think he's going to sustain that throwing 87 miles an hour if you're topping out at 87 on your fastball. The league's going to catch up to him, I feel like. And so you got LMJ and everybody else, right? You can't count on Frommer to be what he was yesterday. You can't count on Josh James to be consistent right now. It's Lance McCullers Jr. and everybody else and a bullpen that is Ryan Presley and a bunch of rookies. If you're the Astros, if you're a fan or in the organization, would you make a trade in this kind of season? Would you make a deal before the deadline of August 31st to improve this team? What say you?
I mean, I think soon as Verlander went down, and make no mistake about it, Verlander's done. Verlander's done for this year. I don't know. He's done. Sorry to break that news to it. Chandler Rome did have the correct story when he broke it, and he's still correct. So I think they're playing a little cat and mouse with it. So let's all just take a deep breath and realize Verlander's not pitching for the Astros this season. But once that happened, that absolutely you needed at least one more arm needed to be added to the rotation. The team is going to be in the playoffs no matter how bad this 60-game stretch is. They make the playoffs. You have a chance to win a championship. And also, you don't know what the future is going forward. I think adding an arm with a favorable contract is something that would benefit the team going forward as well. So I think that's something they absolutely need to look into.
Yeah, I wouldn't get a rental, not in a season like this. This is one of those seasons. You basically, if the Astros win the World Series this year, the two World Series they have both have an asterisk on them. Let's be real. You got the cheating World Series, and then you got a 60-game shortened weird season where all you had to do was play the AL West and the NL West. You didn't have to play the Yankees. You didn't have to play the Red Sox or the Rays, or the Rays would give this team fits. You didn't have to play the team like the Braves. There's a lot of teams you got to skip out on playing, the Indians and Twins. So it becomes an asterisk season really for anybody, not just the Astros.
Sure.
But I think if you win, if you can do it without trades, unless this trade is to get somebody who's going to be here for the next 2 or 3 years and maybe replace a Zach Greinke or fill out your bullpen and be here, then I understand it. But a rental? Nah, there shouldn't be a rental in this season.
No, I'm 100% with you. I think that would be the stipulation of it. Would be somebody that would have for a couple years, and there's a chance that happens. We'll see. I think that's one thing that makes this year fun, is that we have all these rules that it counts, but it doesn't count, to where we can, depending on what the way you look at the season is, I can't think of words right now, but your outlook, what your outlook is on the season. I think you could just be like, yeah, let's have fun with this. It's weird. Everybody's complaining about the extra inning rule and stuff. I think it's kind of fun. It adds a little bit of gamesmanship. Do I want it to be in the game going forward? No, but for this year, fuck it. Let's add a moat in the warning track. Let's add lions under the traps like Gladiator. Let's add one robot. Let's just fucking have fun with it.
I like the moat idea. We could put alligators out there in the moat and
tigers under the trap like in Gladiator. They can just hop out.
Yes. Here's one thing I did say, and this was the perfect opportunity for baseball to do it. It's already a weird, funky, experimental season, right? You got runners on second. You got 7-inning doubleheaders. Why didn't they take this opportunity to try the automated strike zone? You could literally have said, it's social distancing. We don't want to add another body behind home plate. We're going to move the umpire back so that he's still on the field to play, to be able to make calls at the plate. But now was the perfect opportunity to try it, baseball. Of all the gimmicky shit you're doing, what are your thoughts on the automated strike zone? Are you a fan of it?
Absolutely. And you know what? And I understand the argument from the baseball purist, and purist just means you're old and stuck in your ways. But the men call the strikes and the balls, and that's just how it is. And if it's wrong, it's wrong. But just to watch these broadcasts that have the technology and watch these pitches that are clearly over the plate be called balls, it's just like there's no excuse. There is no fucking excuse for it.
Yeah,
we're all tired of it. So yeah, bring the robots in, and I think the umpire union, they're so strong that they probably just wouldn't even let that be put on the table this year. They're just like, no, we don't even want to have them a glimpse of, because it would work.
Yeah.
Because the second we see it work,
they're done. But you still need umpires. You still have to have a guy making the call at home plate. So it's not like you're costing a job. You're just taking away some responsibilities that excludes human error in the process of the sport. And that's okay. If you're going to have replays at first base, I mean, you're eliminating human error by using replay. Why not eliminate human error by using an automated strike zone? And what I would suggest, you kind of mentioned his name. You don't have to start with everybody. Just on Angel Hernandez's turns behind the plate. Try it then. See how it goes.
Hernandez. Yeah, Angel Hernandez.
He's fucking awful, dude.
Well, he's always been awful. And I don't know why they're so crotchety and so adamant about fighting this. I'm wondering if there's really a big conspiracy and they're throwing games and there's some gambling ring with the mob, and that's how they that's how they control games, is by calling these shitty balls and strikes, and that's how the games are being thrown. And that's my conspiracy I'm throwing out there today. That's
it. Well, did you see Brent Strom, what he said?
What did he say?
So Strom, he said he's got the a screenshot. He called it a screensaver. He meant a background, but he's old. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's how old is he now? He's like 115, I think.
I just turned 117.
Yeah, my bad. I was off. But he's got his screensaver is the called third strike in inning 7 of the World Series, where it should have been a strike and it was called a ball. Zach Greinke was on the mound. Nationals obviously went on to win the World Series. Stromy seems to believe if that's called a strike, that changes the entire situation in the World Series, and the Astros could have and should have went on to win it.
Yeah.
You can't predict that, but I mean, look, that's the kind of stuff you want to avoid, because that's the moments when it matters the most. In the middle of April, no one gives a shit that Angel Hernandez called strike 3 on Kyle Tucker, a foot outside of the zone. No one's going to give a shit. But at that moment, that's when it matters.
It happened yesterday. You had a strikeout on Albert Pujols, and then he gets an extra pitch and hits a grand slam.
True.
He was strike 3.
Yeah.
Or there was a strike. No, not on Albert Pujols. It was the guy before him when it was like a check swing that should have been a strike 3. Anyway, but you miss that. It gets old, and every team has some sort of complaint. So it's not just like against the Astros or this and that. It's calls are being blown every single game all across the board. It just gets old. So yeah, so we did the robot umps. This would have been there is not a better opportunity for them to try it out.
Yep. I agree 100%. In the chat, they're coming up with ideas for extra innings as opposed to starting with a runner on second. Sergio said, what about a home run derby instead of extra innings?
Ooh, what about if they did the dizzy baseball where they run around and then they had to do it that way?
And then you had to face major league pitching?
Yeah, good luck.
I think, maybe just have it where they do the dizzy baseball bat thing and then have to run to first. And maybe, here's what you could do. The first guy to get to second base wins the game. But you have home team goes from home to first to second. The visiting team goes from home to third to second. But they both do the dizzy bat. First one to make it, you got to touch the bag. You got to touch first or third and then touch second. First one there wins. Come on, baseball. We can make this fun.
Yeah, if you're going to go flagrant with it, you might as well. I mean, as stupid as that sounds, how fun would that be to have that?
See Miles Straw out there spinning and then running.
Full speed action, but he's still so fast. That'd be incredible. You got two guys falling down and everybody's cheering them on while they're trying to make it. Oh, it'd be incredible.
I mean, why not? There's a ton of ways to do it.
Astros win the pennant, and he's falling down.
That would be great if that's how it gets decided in extra innings. Oh my God.
Astros win the pennant. Carlos Correa falls into second base to win.
Guys like Andy Huggins, who are literal baseball purists, would just lose their shit. I think it'd be great. The millennials would love it. They'd be like, this is a fun sport.
Yeah, that's the one thing that they're not convincing new fans of, that it's fun. And again, I love it. It's my favorite sport, but it isn't fun. No. It isn't fun for people, and for people watching, they need to come up with something. Yeah, and the extra inning thing, I think that I could be swayed into to liking the runner on second if that happened in like the 12th inning. If say you got to play the 12th or 13th, you played regular extra inning baseball for the 10th and the 11th, and then to push it along, maybe that's something I could maybe get down with.
Now, see, I'm with you on that. That's a good idea. I didn't think about that, but maybe extend it to 3 innings, and here's why. Right, like baseball rules of 3 outs, 3 strikes. 9 innings, which is 3, 3, and 3. So I could see you playing 3 extra innings of regular baseball, kind of like in college where they start on the 25 and then you got to go for 2 after a certain amount. I kind of like that idea. You play the 10th, 11th, and 12th inning, and then when the 13th inning rolls around, if we still don't have a winner, okay, now you start with a runner on second. I think that's a good compromise because you give teams the opportunity to win traditionally before you got to speed things up.
Yeah, and also I think that they kind of miscalculated that they're doing that to speed things up, but in doing so, you up the gamesmanship. So if you guys start with a runner on second, you're going to have some intentional walks, and you're putting men on base to try to play for the double play. So you're actually making potentially making the inning longer. Yeah, and if you score on the top of the 10th, the other team can come back and score right away. So you could just it could definitely backfire. So I don't necessarily think that's any faster, but I don't know why they're trying to focus on making baseball faster. It will never be a fast game. It is what it is. Football is 3.5 hours. We know how it is. We know how long it is.
Yeah. It's the same as a normal baseball game. Now, 4 hours is egregious. 4 hours is a long time.
Fingers up and said, "This is our product. Deal with it." And I kind of wish baseball would do that too. Stop trying to appeal to the fans that aren't going to watch the game anyway. You're not gonna have diehard fans that are going to be new to the game in the a few minutes. Pace of play or how long it's not going to affect anything. So why don't you just make the game better for the people that are already watching it and spending the 4 hours watching it?
My argument on time has always been: you'll sit down and watch a 3-hour football game. Or 3.5 now, but you won't sit down and watch a 3.5-hour baseball game. Makes no sense. It's the same time. It's just, and there's plenty of time off in between plays for football as well. It's a dumb argument.
Right, and you got the timeouts and the stuff, TV timeouts and stuff. It's and then you get like a game like the Super Bowl, which is it's a spectacle, but every other player's like, can we just play the football game?
The chat's getting litty with it. They said, Truck and Taco said the team that can drink the most beer wins. Chris Alfalder said drinking game at each base.
Beer league softball. I love it.
Yeah. What if we did it like, remember, what was it? Like field day. Yeah. You could just do you got to chug, you get a pitch. If you miss, if you start, okay, you have to face big league pitching. If you swing and miss, you got to take a shot. If so until you connect, right? So you could be 7 shots in, and then you're just whatever happens.
Did you ever play the? I don't know. We did this in college where we played. It's either kickball or softball, and you put the keg at third base, And in order to round third base, you had to chug a full beer to be able to score. So there could be a ball in the gap. And you got to chug the beer.
Yes.
Much fun. It was.
What? I mean, I didn't go to college, so I never got to play that. But that sounds like the way to do it.
Chug a full beer to round third, and like that's the only way you can score. So let's do it. Let's do something
Now,
like that.
they would have to go back and get Evan Gaddis on this team again, because I don't feel like anybody on this team right now is beer chug worthy. Is there anyone on this team that can chug?
Yeah, he'd have the whole pitcher just drinking it. Yeah, it would change the makeup of your team, because you'd have to have some Evan Gaddises on there. Some guys that can just really the guys that can open up the throat. I don't have a better term for that. I know I'm gonna light it up, deckheads. Get going.
Open up the throat?
Yeah, people that can they can open up the throat and they can just like throw the beer down the gullet. It's not like I have to chug like over and over. Some people can just like open up the back of their throat and just pour liquid down.
I'm blushing.
Not sperm, Barry, not sperm. I'm talking about beer. Not talking about not talking about sperm.
Jeremy Vinegar said Reddick for the beer chug. Good call. He'd stone cold Steve Austin, right? He would bang him and open his throat. I'm never going to be able to chug beer now.
Might be he has to like get back to his militia, so he might not drink.
Good call. Andy Huggins said, "I'm in my golden years. You can't leave the game alone until I'm gone?" Question mark. What's up, Andy?
Respect. Yeah, that's fair.
By the way, Owen Dunn is in chat, and he said, first of all, he's happy to see you got your laptop fixed. I don't know what that means. That must be inside baseball between you guys.
Go to hell, Owen Dunn.
He said, if you lose at home, your cardboard fans get beheaded by the winners. Yes!
Incredible. You get some sort of monster that gets to eat the cardboard fans. That'd be incredible. I'm into that.
This is so good. Matt Poche said, yeah, you got to relax the throat. I don't listen. Nope.
Okay, see, yeah, it's a technique that some expert beer chuggers can just like pour liquid back and it's just done in 1 second.
Like a sword swallower.
Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah, it's a tactic. It's nothing. There's nothing gay about it. It's
never said that. I mean, females do it.
Look, yeah, I'm probably saying the wrong thing right now. Cancel me, Daddy.
That's not gonna do that. So let's talk Kyle Tucker for a second, because the rage right now amongst Astros fans with Kyle Tucker is, I think, a little premature. Speaking of sexual connotations, it's a little soon to be upset about Kyle Tucker, in my opinion. The dude he doesn't have 600 at-bats yet. He doesn't have like a full season of at-bats under his belt yet. What are your thoughts on him and where he exists amongst the Astros right now?
Kyle Tucker is a future superstar. He's an absolute future superstar, and you could see little flashes of it over the weekend. He barrels up the ball as good as anybody in the league. He hits the ball hard when he squares it up on the bat. Yeah, you're right. He just needs plate appearances. We need to get Josh Reddick the hell out of here so that Kyle Tucker can get his field his position. The team's as high on him as any prospect ever, and he just needs just needs some continuity and some plate appearances. Kyle Tucker's going to be a superstar, or at least a star in this league. I think so.
I think he'll be good, not great. It's hard to hit. I don't think he's going to be in the class of Springer, Bregman, Correa. I don't think he'll be that level of guy, but you're not going to have 9 of those, which is the point I was making earlier today. You're not going to have 9 Jose Altuves on your team. You've got to have guys that hit 270, drive in 80 runs, maybe get you 20 ding-dongs, whatever.
70 driving 80.
What's that?
It's a good year. Hit 270 driving 80.
Yeah. I mean, I would take that out of Kyle Tucker, but people would lose their shit because he's not hitting 340 with 120. You're not going to get a Yordan Alvarez every time you bring up somebody. Now, I understand the sentiment is because the Astros have been so protective of him. Like, no, we're not trading him for somebody that can help us win now. He's the future. So when you don't live up to that, but again, this is his 3rd year in the league, and combined, he hasn't even played in, I think, more than 60 games total.
Right. Yeah, it's unfair. It's too high of too much pressure to put on him, and it's just he doesn't deserve it. He doesn't need it. The team doesn't need it. That's why they didn't rush him up here, because you have a team that's going to World Series and competing. We haven't needed Kyle Tucker.
Yeah.
But now with Reddick seemingly moving on after this, or the team moving on from him. And then you got with contract issues and stuff. It's just the way the contracts are staggered out. He's the perfect person to move into that position. And he didn't have to. He didn't have to be a superstar, even though that he is. I mean, he's a 5-tool player, and he's touted as having all the goods to be as good as anybody. So I would not rule that out with the way he squares up the baseball. If he can put it all together, I think Kyle Tucker could be very, very good in this league.
Eric Resendez said, like the guys in MLB tonight say, just leave them in and let them struggle and see how he does at the end of the season. That's what it's about. I mean, it's like anything, right? I can relate this to comedy. And that when you first start as a comedian, you're not going to be good. I mean, rarely do you get a guy that hits the stage their very first time with 5 minutes of A material and destroys. But over time, comedians get better. Over time, athletes get better. And I think Eric Resendez has a great point. The more ABs he gets, the more he learns how to become a major league hitter. He's got the tools to do it. He just needs to learn how to do it at this level.
Right, yeah, and you got to take your lumps. Sometimes learning how to fail and bounce back is as important as learning how to succeed. So, I mean, he knows how to hit the baseball. Learning just how to, if you have a week straight where you're not hitting the baseball, not getting down on yourself, learning how to just carry yourself the same way and be confident at the plate. The only way you can do that is with the plate appearances. So, I mean, that's just something that's going to come with time. Astros fans, come on, we get enough harassment around the league from everybody else. Let's lay off our own guys.
So Matt Poche said the problem with that is you can ruin his confidence, and I'm sorry, but you're a Major League Baseball player. If that ruins your confidence, then you have no business playing. Look at Alex Bregman's start to his career. Did that ruin his confidence? No, and he was as bad as anybody. That was a terrible start. Yeah, and then, well, I mean, the Kyle Tucker reaction, it harkens back to how people thought. There were people that were calling Bregman a bust. Like, okay, yeah, let's dial that back. It's the same kind of reaction. And people expect results, and I understand that, but you can't. The baseball rookie, that's Yordan Alvarez, is so far of an outlier that I don't even know where to start. Like, you just don't get that kind of production from players like that early on. It just doesn't happen. So, do you think he's going to continue that? Because I'll be honest with you. My personal, I don't know that he'll ever be able to live up to the season that he had.
I think, there's no reason why. I mean, why do you think that?
Because it was such a phenomenal season. It was such an unbelievable season for a guy that seemingly came out of nowhere. This isn't a Carlos Correa or an Alex Bregman or even a Kyle Tucker that you watched come up through this organization's ranks and heard about all the time. I remember listening to Charlie Palillo lament the fact that George Springer was taking too long to get to the majors. He bitched and moaned and complained every day during the baseball season on the radio that the Astros need to make the move to bring up George Springer. Let me tell you about a guy you never really heard about. You heard about the Forrest Whitleys. You heard about Kyle Tucker. You heard about all these other cats within this organization. A name you rarely ever heard spoken was Yordan Alvarez, and now all of a sudden,
organization, he didn't get here until they traded Tyler White for him. That was just a couple years ago.
Well, I understand that, but even then, once they get him, it wasn't a highly touted prospect. If you go back and look at from the time he landed within this organization, the rankings, you never really saw his name in the top 5 of Astros prospects, and now all of a sudden, he's going to be this good forever. That's the part that scares me. Is where did this come from?
Well, he played himself into that role. So the Astros thought they had a gem, and I mean they traded. Who was it? I'm trying to think who was on that deal. It was they absolutely stole Yordan Alvarez from the Dodgers, but all he did was hit. He hit like 44 bombs in Round Rock and was just absolutely just crushing the ball and played himself, and then came up here and didn't stop hitting. I think something just clicked. If you can hit the baseball, you can hit the baseball. I think that's what it is.
I'm trying to find who he was traded for because I don't remember either. They said it was a relief pitcher. That's what.
Josh Fields.
Was it Fields?
Yeah, it was Josh Fields. Now that I think so.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm not finding it. It was Fields. Yeah, it was Astros reliever Josh Fields.
It was Josh.
Yeah. You're right. And in that regard, they got better. But I don't know, man. You didn't hear much about him even when he was in this organization. I mean, all you hear about are the Kyle Tuckers and Forrest Whitleys, and then they get up here and lay the egg, which is also concerning. But yeah, when I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. And I say that all the time. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that this is just a bad feeling I have because people are like, really, Barry? Jordan Alvarez, you don't see it? Like Donna was like, really, Barry? Look, that's just a feeling I have, just an observation. Not saying it will or won't, just an observation.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And all he has to do is prove it. I think the trick with him is figuring out, get him a position in the field to play a little bit more, and also something's wrong with his knee. There's a reason he's not up with the team yet, and that makes me a little bit nervous. But the guy can straight up rake, so I don't see any reason to doubt him for now. And hopefully you are wrong.
I hope so. Truck driver Pookie said, Barry, you doubted Jordan when he came up. He stayed hot until he got nervous in the playoffs. Okay, let me set the record straight, truck driver Pookie. I didn't doubt Jordan when he came up. Not at all. What I said, and I have said this a million fucking times because people have their own version of what I said and stood by on the radio. What I said was everyone in the city needed to slow the fuck down on how hyped they were about Jordan Alvarez 2 weeks into his major league career. He already had a fucking shirt and a logo. 2 weeks into a baseball career that could last 10 to 15 years. 2 weeks. He's got a goddamn... let me tell you who started off hot. Richard Hidalgo. That was my concern, is that Jordan was going to be the next Richard Hidalgo. That was my concern. So don't listen. I love you, truck driver Pookie. But don't sit there and try to tell me that I doubted Jordan Alvarez. That's not it. I said, let's wait and see what he is. AJ Hinch, for God's sakes, was saying, everyone slow down. Let's give this kid a chance to develop. Right. That was what my point was. Sorry. I get a little upset about that, Patrick, when people start with that Jordan slander with me. That's not how that went down at all.
Yeah, it sounds like that's going to be the narrative no matter what you do about it. That's what they're going to
Oh, yeah. Guys like Truck Driver Pookie know that that's my hot button. They'll set me off in a heartbeat. They'll be like, you don't think Jordan's good.
Bet against you every time, which is great. So that's yes. When you'll hear that when he's giving his Hall of Fame speech, and people will be sending you messages about how you doubted him. Jordan's biggest hater, Barry. You're all on your...
Look, he said Truck Driver Pookie said, I'm wearing my Air Jordan shirt. Yeah, exactly. How many ABs does he have? And he's got his own goddamn shirt.
That's just good branding. You can't affect good marketing.
I'm just saying, slow down. That's all. Give the man a chance. I hate you, Truck Driver Pookie. I hate you so much. Outside of that, your thoughts on this team? Like, do you think that this team can overcome what they dealt with in the offseason, the slow start at the plate, and a bullpen that is seemingly all rookies outside of Ryan Presley right now? Is this something that they're keeping their head above water at 5-4? They don't have a really tough schedule per se. Is this a team that you think can fade all this and end up making a real push for a pennant this year?
Absolutely. This is still one of the best lineups in the entire league. I think all the innings and the work that these rookies are getting is going to pay dividends for this team, whether it's in this season or going forward. So this is going to turn out to be, one of the more deeper bullpens, because you're going to have all of this experience with all these arms that wouldn't have got work otherwise. I think if you find some gems. You have the Blake Taylors and some of these high points. I think it can absolutely turn around. And yeah, this lineup's still I'd argue the best lineup. Maybe the Yankees have it slightly better, and maybe the Dodgers right there. But this lineup at its peak, with Jordan Alvarez back, this team is as good as anybody in the league, and they're going to be right there at the end of this. So I think we all need to just kind of, as you were saying with Jordan, everything, just everybody just take a deep breath. These are spring training games. It's ugly. We'll see how it looks going into next month, and then we can kind of reevaluate things. But this team's going to be right there, and this is a weak division. So
it reminds me a little bit of the Rockets in that you're going to have to outscore the Astros. Their pitching isn't great. I don't think it's going to be great all year. I think if it becomes above average across the board, I'll be happy with that. But they're going to put up a ton of runs. And so you're going to have to outscore this team to win, because I'm with you. I think their lineup is better than the Yankees. I think that their lineup is better than the Dodgers. I think when you look at I was, in the first few games, you're like, Carlos Correa hits what, sixth or seventh in this. Carlos Correa hit sixth or seventh in this lineup, and that's a lineup that does not include Yordan Alvarez. That is fucking ridiculous.
It is.
And yeah, so I'm with you in that regard. I think that positionally they're in great shape. It's the pitching, and it's going to be the pitching all year. And I said it's going to be the bullpen, the rotation. And this was before Verlander went down. The rotation isn't as good, but they're still okay. But the bullpen has been a concern, and now we're going to see, I think, a lot of extra inning games just because there's going to be a lot of leads given away. I think, it kind of reminds me of the Texans. You get up 24-0 on the Chiefs, and then you give it all back. That's kind of what this bullpen's going to be.
Don't compare winners to the Houston Texans, please. I'd appreciate if you'd not compare winners to the Houston Texans. Well, let's keep dial that back. Yeah, I think that we've been spoiled the last few years with the pitching, just how elite it's been. And you could still win baseball games 11-7, 13-10. It's not as pretty. It's a different game. They're going to be long. It might be gruesome, but they could still win that way. And this lineup can do it. So yeah, we'll just have to win 7-5 ball games, 10-7 games. It's just a different thing.
I saw a power rankings. I put it on the show earlier. Power rankings on ESPN have the Astros 4th. Let me put it up. Maybe you can see it. Tell me if you can see it because I don't know. Let's see. Where is it? Nope, that's not it. Power rankings.
Rock.
Yeah, big XFL fan, Patrick, are you?
I actually was really starting to get into it right before it got canceled. Yeah, it was.
Okay. Can you see this or is it backwards on your screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, so this is your MLB power rankings according to ESPN. Astros are 4th. I said that was too high for me with the Astros. Given the current state of this team, because this is supposed to be, power rankings are weekly. I'm sorry, I'd put the Braves above the Astros. I'd probably put the Rays above the Astros. Both of those teams are really good, especially when the Rays can pitch.
Otherwise, that's about right what they have right now. Even though I have the Yankees number 1. The Yankees look like world beaters.
Yeah, it's going to be scary. I could see this whole season's on a crash course for a Yankees-Dodgers World Series.
Yeah.
Are you a basketball fan? You watch much NBA?
Yeah, I watch all of it. Yeah, Rockets look both bad and good in these two games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You buy in this defense that you're seeing from this team at all?
Last night, yeah. They play hard. Well, last night, yes, but then you throw in the Dallas game, and that was some of the most abysmal defense I've ever seen in my life. So I mean, I guess that's the nature of basketball. They say it's a game of runs or whatever, but those are 2 big wins against two really good teams. That's encouraging for me. I was excited as I have been, especially last night. That Bucks team has been just the best. I mean, they're the best in the NBA for sure, but just with their size and all of the mismatch things the Rockets did, they stole that game. It was great. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's good to see, hustle from James Harden. To me, that's so key, man. If he just applies effort, it's like when he got shamed after the Kardashians and then they made that video of him, like a 2 or 3 minute video. You have to shame James Harden into greatness. That's the sad part about it. I remember when they talked shit about him being flabby and he started working out and put up the type of season that he did. It's sad that that's the kind of motivation he needs. He needs people to talk shit about him to get motivated because he could literally be one of, if not the best players in the NBA because if his defense improved, he would be in that talk. Right now, all the talk always about James Harden is, he's the best scorer in the NBA for sure, but you got to play a complete game like LeBron or other guys to be considered Giannis. And I think James, he proved it last night. When he commits on the defensive end, he can be a force at times.
James should be all defensive NBA this year. He's made a concerted effort the last couple of years that he plays hard both ways. That lazy narrative got written onto him early on. But I think if you watch him day in and game in and game out, like James plays hard, and at least he has the last couple of years. Hustles on both ends, plays hard as anybody in the NBA. He'll hit the floor. He'll dive for a loose ball. He's not the same player that he was in the past. So I think he's he's turned the corner in that aspect. But but I'm a fan of his, and I'm biased, so that could be some of that too.
Alex Villanueva in the chat said, "How do you feel about the contract situation with Correa?"
With Correa,
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I guess with the negotiations and where they're at.
The Correa. I mean, Springer's the guy that we need to worry about signing. The Correa is tough because when he's healthy, he's the premier shortstop in the league, and defensively he's incredible. He can hit. He's a leader on the team, but he hasn't been able to play more than. I mean, he missed 60 plus games a year. Do you give that guy $300 million? And that's kind of where they're at. I don't know. That's
so
tough.
he's got 1 year of arbitration left, and then he's an unrestricted free agent. And I think what the concern becomes is if you don't lock him up now, he may not play fairly with the Astros down the road. Do you give him money now and say, we want you to be an Astro for the next 10 years, the next decade? Or do you try to get another value year because you think no matter what you do, he's going to test free agency and hit the open market and want to play for the Yankees or the Dodgers or the Cubs or the Angels or somebody with a lot of money? I think, to me, a guy like Carlos Correa has that feel of being a big-time limelight guy. Like, he's an Alex Rodriguez protege. That's what he is. And Alex Rodriguez didn't want to be, floundering in Seattle and Texas forever. He ended up a Yankee, and that's where he was the happiest because he got, not only did he get money, but he got notoriety on that team. To me, that's what Alex Rodriguez feels like. I think guys like Jose Altuve are fine just winning baseball games in the city of Houston. I think Carlos Correa wants way more, including money. So I think you can negotiate all you want. It's up to him. It's going to be up to him. Does he want to go ahead and commit to a long-term deal with this team now?
Yeah, and also, I would have agreed with you 2 years ago. I thought I saw the diva. I saw this guy. I was like, 2 years ago, I would have said that it's a foregone conclusion that Alex, I almost called him A-Rod, that Carlos Correa is a shortstop for the New York Yankees. But I don't know the way what's gone down with this team with the scandal, the way they're bonded, the way he's come up as a leader, and that he, talked this shit to Cody Bellinger. I think if the Astros decide that he is the future and that he is the shortstop that they project him to be, and I'm not sure that the team is all in on him. I don't know. We know he's great when he's on the field if he can stay healthy, but I think that's changed. I think that if the team is willing to give him the money and to keep this nucleus together of the Bregmans and the Altuves, I think he would want to ride with his guys. So I could definitely see him wanting to stay here and kind of finish it out here if they're willing to give him what he sees as his market value. So that one's tough for me. I think there's just too much up in the air right now with that. I'd like to see them keep these guys together as long as they can. But you got to pay Springer, you got to pay Bregman, you got to pay Correa. What are you going to do with Jordan? Because that's going to be a check you're going to have to cash at some point too. I get it. You got years with him, but these are all things you got to consider, and you got to get better at pitching at some point. Right. Let's see. But you have money coming off. You got Reddick coming off. Reddick's making $13 million this year.
That's Jordan money.
They've set it up to where these contracts are staggered out, so they can play it right. They can sign everybody, and also, Crane can pay everybody, and he said he would. So it's not like Crane can't just. It's his checkbook. He can pay everybody. There's no salary. So I don't know.
There's the luxury tax that you got to be concerned about. But so right now, I just pulled up the rankings for shortstops salary wise. Carlos Correa is 10th, making his $8 million from arbitration and whatever. Right. Xander Bogaerts is the highest paid at 20. I could see Carlos Correa wanting $25 million a year easily. Yeah. To be the highest paid shortstop in baseball.
And that's not far fetched. I think he will demand. That's what he'll demand. Yeah.
So is he worth it though? I mean, would you pay Carlos Correa $25 million a year for the next 10 years, knowing his injury concerns and his inconsistency? Because he's never really hit superstar. He's good. He's a star, but he's never hit that Jose Altuve MVP superstar level yet.
I mean, when he's on the field, he is that good. I mean, I'd argue, and people can talk about their trash cans that didn't help the team at all. But 2017, Carlos Correa hit 315, hit 30 home runs. So, I mean, if you're getting 315 for Carlos Correa, that's good. That's been the only year that he's remained somewhat healthy. I'd say yes. I mean, he's clutch. He's hit big home runs, had big hits for the team in the postseason. He's a leader, on and off the field. He's defensively, he's an absolute pleasure to watch play shortstop.
Totally.
I mean, absolutely gone. Just the range he has. Watching him play shortstop is just very pleasing for me. I say yes, but I could see. I understand the argument. For the team where it's like, yeah, well, we can't. He's injuring his back on the plane from not stretching out, or the weird massage thing. Which was obviously a sex swing mishap. We all know that.
Of course. I mean, who hasn't had a sex swing mishap?
Well, yeah, I tore my meniscus that way. It's terrible.
What?
So yes, I think it's. I say yes because I believe in everything that he can do, but I see both sides of it. And then Springer's the pressing issue. Let's do they want to keep Springer? Is that a must-have? I'm not. I mean, I love George Springer, but I'm not sure I'd pay him what he wants. He's going to want $300 million.
Yeah, and that the only caveat with Springer is age to me. I mean, he's what? He's 30 now.
Yeah.
He's past his physical peak as a baseball player. Most athletes peak at 27, 28 years old. I'm not suggesting George Springer's not going to be good until he's 35. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is you've got to invest now long-term in a guy who doesn't necessarily have long-term left, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, well, see, the bad thing is that you have organizations like the stupid-ass Angels and some people that will pay older guys above,
Yankees.
Above $1 to pay. The Angels are terrible at it. They're like, oh, you're 47? Here, let's hear.
You're Albert Pujols.
You're Garrett Anderson. Here, we'll pay you the ghost of Garrett Anderson to come here and play for $70 million a year. So he can go and get that long contract. But I would be interested if they could say, hey man, why don't we give you 3 years with a team option and pay you at that $300 million, that whatever the million per year at that level, and then you're not locked in for all those years and you get the prime. George is going to be looking for that 7-year deal. Or going to want the back end. But if you can say, hey, we'll pay you this, or we'll pay you above what you're asking, but we want 3 years with a team option, you could stay here. I don't see how he does that, but that's something that can be thrown out there.
I'm looking at so right now he's the second highest paid center fielder, obviously, in baseball behind Mike Trout, making $21 million a year. Mike Trout's making 37.6, almost $38 million a year. No way he's going to get Mike Trout money, but do you give him 25 to 27 a year for if he wants a 7-year deal for George Springer?
Yeah, see, that's where it gets tough. I do
because he's going to want a raise, right? I mean, he's at 21 now.
I have no problem with the raise. It's the years. Yeah, you want 5 years with a team option or maybe even a player option. I don't know. 5 years would be the cap for me. I'm not paying a guy, a center fielder that's going to get banged up, having a 36, 37-year-old. That's my age. Like, we don't need that shit.
Here's the problem, though. And you can talk all you want about the age, but dude, you and I both know that on a team with Jose Altuve and Alex Bregman and Carlos Correa and Yordan Alvarez, Michael Brantley, all these bats, this offense is as good as George Springer is. If he is off, the entire lineup is thrown off. And it's been proven time and time again that George Springer is what makes this Astros offense go, period. And I think that gets lost and undervalued in these discussions. And I'm not suggesting that we are right or wrong about it, but what I'm saying is when you start to consider, would you fade 2 years of an aging George Springer to have your catalyst, your main cog in an offense for the next 5 years? And that's, I think, a decision that Crane and Click are going to have to make is, are those 2 years of mediocre George Springer worth the next 5 years of a good to great Astros offense?
And I'll throw this back out there, and I've talked about this on my podcast some,
which is
It's the Lima Time podcast on all your podcatching gimmicks. Check it out. It's some fun stuff.
Podcatching?
People are like podcatching gimmicks. That's what all the. Don't worry about it.
Okay. You youngsters and your lingo.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
We're all us youngsters. Just all listening to our hippity hop and
all your hippity hops. All right, go ahead. I digress. I'm sorry, cut you off.
One thing that is kind of doesn't get talked about is that how this team is a perfect fit for George Springer. So that maybe it's a place that he would that's more ideal for him, to where he can succeed more with this team in the position that he's put in. Like basically, they're putting him in the leadoff spot. But let him swing away. Let George do George. You sign that big contract and go elsewhere. The pressure, new team, new players behind you, it's a whole different thing. So I think there's incentive for him to want to get a deal done with this team too, because this is where he's thrived. This is where he's comfortable. And George, he's soft spoken. He likes to be comfortable and kind of in his element. I think there's something to be said for that as well.
That's it. That is Patrick McLellan. It is 3:57. I can't believe that flew by. This was fun. I love baseball. I love Astros talk. I could do this forever, and I know that baseball fans are happy to have it back. So, we got to do this again throughout the season, man. How can people get in touch with you on social media? And of course, tell them again about your podcast.
You follow me at P McLellan on Twitter, or at Lima Time on Twitter. Lima Time. It's on any place you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, all that stuff. Yeah, check it out. It's a good Astros baseball talk.
Is it going well? The podcast, is it doing well?
Yeah.
Good.
As well as can be expected. We'll see what happens with the season, but there's a lot to bitch about. So
at least the market's not saturated.
Right. Yeah. There's not enough of that. So yeah, check it out. Thanks for having me on, man. Anytime you want to talk some baseball or other stuff, I'm here, man.
No doubt. Hey, guys, that's Patrick McLellan, dude. Thank you so much for doing the show, as always. That is another episode of Barry on Deck in the books. I can't believe it. It flew by. It always flies by. At least this 2 hours of my day. I swear that I always run out of time show prepping. Like, it's just like I don't, and then the show itself just zooms by. So, and just to answer the question in the chat, Alex Villanueva said, do they let Brantley walk? That's going to be a decision they're going to have to make. And look, you can't pay everybody. I think Brantley is an important part of this team, but I think at the end of the day, your outfield is probably Jordan, Kyle Tucker, George Springer going forward with Miles Straw as the fourth. I hate to say it, but that's probably the case. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Tomorrow is the solo show. It's a Tuesday on Barry on Deck. No guests, just me, 2 hours kicking it. My mom sent me some pictures of me as a kid. If you've ever heard the story about parachute pants, I have the pictures and I will retell the story tomorrow. So make sure you tune in for that. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to leave you with the following like I do every day. Be safe, be kind. Most importantly, love each other. I'll see y'all tomorrow.